let God lead the way and just take your hand off the wheel and just go. Just ride. Just enjoy the ride. It's gonna be weird, but just trust God.
There you go. You heard it. Take the hand off the wheel. You're not the one that would know where to navigate. Trust the one who knows where you need to go, how you need to get there.
Facts.
That's what we need to do.
I heard it on the radio. Turn me up inside the stereo. Wanna feel it all around. I love to hear the sound of blessings, peace, Lord, save me.
All right. Welcome into another episode of Q's Radio. As always, I thank you guys for joining me. It's a very exciting thing to be able to do this, to be able to talk to the different people that I do. And as you know, Q's Radio is about dope music, great conversation, and elevation. I stop all the time on that word elevation. And if you've watched this before, if you've listened to this before, say it with me. I say elevation because we want to go higher. We want to go to a different place in life. And I'm going to always encourage you guys to be moving forward, to move into a direction that's closer to God, to stay close to God, because God has the blueprint. And the blueprint for your life, think about that, is designed just for you. Ooh, designed just for you. That's special. Think about the custom things that we like to get designed. And when somebody does something and they know you so well and they provide you with a gift, and you get so excited because you knew they took the time to just tap into who you were. And so you're so appreciative of that gift. Think about the creator, the ultimate creator, the one and only, designed you from the very beginning. Like even before your parents knew who you were, even before the foundation of this world, God knew you were going to be here and took his time just etching out what your life would be like. That's amazing. And I want you guys to realize that. And by virtue of that, etched into that blueprint is a way for you to elevate. And how we elevate is by always tapping in to exactly what God has for us. And so my guest today does just that. And that's why I'm excited, coming from Marlboro County, the pride of Clio, South Carolina.
Okay.
But now she has moved to Atlanta. I'm talking about none other than Toya Love. What's up, T? How you doing?
T. Wow, that's crazy. You call me T. That's what they call me back home.
I mean, I call you T because I see it on your jacket, but it's only right. It fits. It only fits. It fits. You know, we were just chopping it up before. You were laughing at me because I said this episode, you guys got to excuse me, my voice. I feel like I'm losing it. I don't think I am. So I had to get some tea, and she was laughing at me.
Well, you didn't say everything you said before about my not being broken and all that. And then that voice slowly just started.
It's just slowly going to. So maybe, I shouldn't have been doing that, right? Maybe I should not have been doing that.
Your voice going to be okay.
It's going to be okay. Yeah. So, since you did talk about shot, let's talk about that, man. So if you guys don't know, and for those who do know Toya, she is a baller, like a serious baller. And I want to start there with you. Where did this love of basketball first begin for you?
I can't remember where it first began, but I played in middle school, and I just love the game. Maybe it's with Michael Jordan. Watching Michael Jordan, that's probably where it came from, and then I just fell in love with the game, and continue to try to elevate.
I like how you said that. Elevate. You took that. There you go. I like how you did that. So Michael Jordan, you being obviously growing up in South Carolina, Michael Jordan being from North Carolina, and obviously growing up in a time where we could see him play live games, the Bulls dynasty of the 90s, and Scottie Pippen and Greg Hodge and or Dennis Rodman, who joined the team at one point, Horace Grant. You name it. All of these guys who took part in helping Michael Jordan win those 6 championships. And I can see Michael Jordan's inspiration for a lot of people. Just think about any time the shoe dropped, what hysteria that would cause.
Right. That's a social, yeah.
And still today, as a matter of fact, just Saturday, the Jordan 11s dropped, varsity red.
Same color.
And admittedly, I wanted to get it, but it was gone, sold out. You know that Nike app? They open that drawer. As soon as that drawer opens, I'm like clicking on it, and they're like, "Okay, your purchase is pending." Sorry, you could
Dang.
not get it. They're sold out. I'm like, okay, okay. So maybe, hey, God, you probably did that because you didn't want me to get them, and I understand that. It's all good. I'll roll with that. I'll roll with that. So, with you, you said probably started. Did you play in school beyond middle school? How seriously do you take the game? Because honestly, I see you play quite often. Like, how serious are you about basketball?
So I played in high school, did very well, played in, well, yeah, middle school, high school. I was actually offered a full scholarship to a school, but it was close to home and I wanted to go somewhere else. So then I went to Clemson and they cut me twice because they said they needed a post player. So that's kind of where they ended college.
Okay, you went to Clemson. Hey, and I'm glad. I know we're talking about sports and Q's radio. You're gonna hear a lot of everything. I mean, dope music, of course, is coming because that's what she does. Music. Oh, we're gonna hear the music. But I want to stay there with Clemson for a second.
Yeah.
And an interesting thing about Clemson is they obviously they do have an athletic program, and so but they're not really known that well for their basketball program
Right.
currently. Right now, of course, it's the football team. And one thing I love about the football team is when they're playing at home,
Mm-hmm.
they're coming out of the locker room, loading onto those buses, making their way around the stadium to the top so they can run down the field. And just that energy itself from that, man, I love all of that. I love all of that. But let's get into this, Toya.
Mm-hmm.
My first time coming across you, Childlike CC, shout out to you for your playlist. Holy Rotation. I love that playlist. One of the playlists, Holy Rotation, R&B. And song Paradise came on. And I was like, ooh, 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 oh my goodness. Who is this? And I top tapped my wife. I'm like, yo, listen to this. This is nice. And sure enough, I said, Toya Love. Okay, I said, let me see if this woman has a IG. I said, who doesn't have an IG nowadays? Found it. I'm like, okay, there she is. I said, man, I have to bring her on. And here you are right now. And so right now, we're going to talk more. But right now, I'm going to kick it to the song that introduced me to her. We're talking about Paradise. And this is a banger. I'm telling you, it is a banger. You guys are going to like it. All the information is down in the link below. I am going to shut up and we just going to listen. Toya Love, Paradise.
Ain't no
weapon, four gon' block me. Ain't no man on earth can stop me. Skirt, 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 I'm in a Rari. When I'm with you, it's like paradise. I walk by your side, you can feel the vibe, that's right. Feeling so free, feeling so alive. When I'm with you, it's like paradise. When I'm with you, it's like paradise. I walk by your side, you can feel the vibe, that's right. Feeling so free, feeling so alive. When I'm with you, it's like paradise. When I'm with you, feels like paradise. Feels like paradise. Feels like paradise. When I'm with you, feels like paradise. Feels like paradise. Feels like paradise. When I'm with you, feels like paradise. Feels like paradise. Feels like paradise. When I'm with you, feels like paradise.
We got a ride to that. You just got a chance to listen to Toya Love, Paradise. Man, that's the song that introduced me to her. It's such a vibe. Um, man, love it.
That's a singing song, and I usually rap.
Yeah, and I know. I mean, I know you rap.
Am I gonna hear more vocals?
Yeah, and my thing is, I heard you, and I also heard who's doing the background along with you. It
Luke
sounds like
G.
a who
Luke.
was it?
His name is Luke G.
Luke.
Mhm.
Adds such a great element to it.
Yeah.
When I'm with
Okay, come
you.
on, Quincy.
Oh man, yeah, that's
Oh
that joint
no,
right there.
you got the
I
key.
mean, yeah, I mean, unless we're gonna do it together.
Do it together.
I mean, you got to
I'll
start.
let you take the lead. La, la,
No,
la, la.
that's your song, so you got to leave me. But I mean, just music, and I always talk about this, just the influence that we have when we grow up. We're listening to so many different things. There's so much music in the world, and there were the MTVs, the BETs, the VH1s, the local radio stations in our city. What radio station did they have in Clio that you may have listened to?
They had like 101 the Fox, 101 99.1 the Fox, 106.3, something like that. Yeah.
What kind of music would they play on there?
So 98.5 was like just the Christian channel.
Hmm.
Trey Nicholson, the 103, all of those were like the R&B hip hop channels.
Yeah, so you got all those, channels or whatever, and that's where we get a lot of the sound. So, who were some of the people that you would listen to growing up?
Of course, Michael. Of course, Michael. Kirk Franklin. You don't say these ladies a lot, but the Clark sisters.
What you mean they don't say these ladies a lot? Are you kidding
Hip
me?
hop out here, their name, the Clark sisters, and Kiera. Because the thing about Kiera, I feel like she kind of started. She was never really rapping, but she kind of
Hmm.
had that flavor when her and Canton Jones used to make stuff together. What was that song?
The,
Pink,
the,
repping my God. Rain, change, repping my God. Whoever thought I would be fly, like that's how something like
and
that.
and the
But
thing is, they did it at a time where it wasn't widespread.
right.
And I would love to get an opportunity to talk to both of them, because some people, I know they got a lot of pushback, a lot of people probably saying, okay, right now you're being influenced too much by ungodly things, the world, whatever.
Mhm.
And they just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And now what we see, it's kind of commonplace.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of different artists pop up now in the Christian world where R&B, lo-fi, reggaeton. I mean, Afro beats, rapping, hip hop, and you name it. No genre is left unturned. And
Erica Campbell. You love God. You don't
oh,
love
you love God, what's wrong with you? Yeah, yeah. There you go. And she got flack for that song because people were like, "Really? What are you doing?" And I guess I'll ask you, what was like your experience? Did you grow up in church, or did you come to God later in life? What was your experience like?
straight up in church. Um, my aunt was over the music. She was the choir director. whole family on the choir. My whole family's the majority of my family is very musical. My cousins all play instruments or sung, so it was very much in church, very much on the church van with the little
You said the church van. Oh my goodness, you got the church
very much
van.
on the church
Ooh.
van. That was
Oh
not
yeah. Yeah, I mean, so
man, it's still
you're
in
in there.
circulation. It's still in circulation.
It's still in circulation. They still using it all these years. Did they upgrade it?
Mhm. They upgrade, and with the little socks, we had my generation had the socks that folded up with the lace on the.
Mm-hmm.
So I was always in church, so I always knew the right way to go. I know I hear a lot of people saying, they found God later, but I always knew the way. I always knew the right thing was probably think I probably was saved at like 12, 10,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
rededicated my life because I don't really think I kind of understood it then, but you can have more understanding.
Correct. As you grow. Yeah,
Yeah.
as you get older and you start seeing the world around you, you start being influenced by the world around you. Yeah, you do become you get a better understanding. And you know, just for you, when did you start doing music yourself? When did that start for you?
So, um, my sister, I don't know what I had on my computer, but me and my sister used to make little raps in the closet, and they were so goofy. When I listen to them now, and we play it, well, I don't know if we can't even play it back, but when we remember what we said, like "step on you like some roaches," "Ray, get out my face," it was like it was so. It's embarrassing. I can't remember the word, but
But hey, we all start somewhere though.
we did with the little microphone, the computer mic.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's where I don't know, like a late or probably early high school, early high.
Hmm. And when did Toya Love become Toya Love? In a sense, like when did you really, in your mind, I don't know then if you took it serious, but when is it you got to the point where you said to yourself, "No, this is really something that I'm good at, something that I love to do, and I'm going to pursue this."
So when I made the song Indoor, my friend, he invited me to the studio with him. He was like, "Toy, you can rap for real. Like, you should come to the studio. You should rap for real." Like, bro, I just do this for fun. I ain't really like checking for music like that. And he was like, "Bro, come to the studio." I was like, "Well, I got like these songs. Let me just record them." He stayed in like a 4 or 6 hour studio session and with me because as a female, it's just different. You don't guys, you can go in and out of the studio as a female. You always got to be kind of work concerned about your safety. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and so that meant a lot that he, did that session with me and made sure I was comfortable and da da da. So yeah, it was probably way later because I always was good at writing in school, poetry, you know, those kind of things
Hmm.
always came easy to me. But when I started taking music seriously, I was like, okay. Cause you see things as something like you're naturally good. Like when you grow up in church, you're always doing speeches and
Hmm.
speaking, and it's just something that you just do. But
It's
then
a
when you
part of it's a part of just the whole deal itself. Yep.
when
Yep. Yep.
somebody's speaking to you, they're like, nah, take it serious, like for real, you gotta do it. And then you do it, and he was like, okay. But then when I did that, I was still kinda in South Carolina.
Hmm.
Probably been in Atlanta for
Okay.
3 to 4 years now.
Okay.
So this probably is so crazy. This is the longest stretch I've had to do music uninterrupted. The
Mm.
pandemic occurred, I didn't do music for like a year and a half,
Hmm.
like or something weird happens. This has been 6 solid months that I've been able to just do music with no craziness. And I just thank God for that because I've been able to see growth. When you
Mm.
things happen, it kind of just messes up your momentum. But I'm just thankful to God that I think this is my time to really pursue my dream.
It is. It no, it really is, and I mean, I can tell that it's flourishing and it's just growing. And like you said, just as you describe yourself, I mean, we know that you're a South Carolina native, but like you said, your music, what it is, you said you. This is a quote from you. Just as medicine brings healing to the body, music brings healing to the soul. My mission is to bring others closer to God by using music as a vehicle.
Okay.
When you hear my music, expect to hear a relatable story and a saving message that transcends culture and race.
Look at you with the bio.
So
Yeah.
just yeah, no, I mean, and just That's true. I mean, with what we do, each of us have a testimony. Each of us have a testimony, and when we share that, it's not going to fit everybody, but it's going to fit the people that it needs to fit.
Right.
And so you said you wanted to transcend race, and culture. Do you think that your music currently does that?
I think so, and the thing about it is, like, so I work in healthcare, right? And just
Hmm.
how, like, that's why I said just how medicine, because in healthcare you write a prescription, boom, or you da da da, or you tell somebody to eat different, boom, and you heal them. But we know that, you know, Christ can do the same thing. His word can do the same thing. It can heal you. It can help your
Hmm.
depression, and that's what I mean by that. The word of God, it doesn't matter what color you are. That song, that feeling doesn't matter what your race is. Those words that touch your soul because you needed it and God sent the song to you, it don't matter about none of that. It just
Hmm.
matters that your soul. It touched your soul and it helped you through something or led you or made you go another day. Because suicide is so prevalent in this generation, it's
It
popular.
is. It is.
So just to do something like that is means a lot to me.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. I mean, with what you're doing, where that message that we have is that, and whatever it is that you all may do as well. Just think about what it is God has laid on you all's heart, and the impact that it can have. And so you're going to hear this refrain a lot when it comes to the podcast, is just going full force at what it is God has placed on your heart to do. And with that, we know God is just all powerful. God is going to protect us from those things that would harm us. And with that being said, I'm going to kick it to a track called Protection
Nah.
right now by the very own Toya Love. And so, right now, here's a track by Toya Love called Protection.
Father, I need your protection, your protection. Shower me down with your blessings, with your blessing. I know it's me you'll be testing. Just know I'm doing my best. Fill me up, yeah, I need your correction. And you know it's your will I'm investing. Father, I need your protection, your protection. Shower me down with your blessings, your blessings. I know it's me you'll be testing. Just know I'm doing my best. Fill me up, yeah, I need your correction. And you know it's your will I'm investing. Who am I that you love me? That you love me. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Lucy be hitting like rugby. I know my ops, she gon' spread them. Angels hot bad and you know they gon' wet them. But I don't know what to tell them. I think that we got them mad with yourself. God gon' spin a block for me. Yeah. Angels watching over me. Ooh, ay. I ain't perfect, but I'm safe. Water from my wiggle ways. I'm on top of waves. But I need your protection, your protection. Shower me down with your blessings, with your blessing. I know it's me you'll be testing. Just know I'm doing my best. Fill me up, yeah, I need your correction. And you know it's your will I'm investing. Father, I need your protection, your protection. Shower me down with your blessings, your blessings. I know it's me you'll be testing. Just know I'm doing my best. Fill me up, yeah, I need your correction. And you know it's your will I'm investing.
Protection, Toya Love. The song right there. I love it. Nice little vibe to it, and just you singing. And I do have a question about. Well, I see some pictures in the background.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And what are all those pictures regarding?
These are just album covers. Nothing particular. Let me see. I would say J. Cole, College Dropout, of course, Carolina Plug. Those probably that and Chance the Rapper. Probably the two
Nice.
favorite. Then I got Michael Jackson, of course, Thriller.
Mm-hmm. You got yourself up there?
Or no, not yet. I need to.
Yeah, you definitely need to get yourself up there. Definitely need to get yourself up there. And I mean, I think just one of those things where what is it that you what is your process, you know, of creating music? Are you said you write, and I do know that. And we can talk about the creative process of doing that, but also production side as far as the beats, you know, where do you fall in line with all of that?
I don't make my beats, I find them, and I also have producers that I work closely with. And that's kinda how a song comes about for me. I hear the beat and I feel like God to give me the words. I don't usually write out, you know, the words before, but I
Mhm.
do have voice notes now. I think that's something I'm about to start doing next year because I get these little melodies in my head and I might not have a beat to it. So that's something I'm gonna get to next year. But really just trying to lock in with God more. Um year by year and just because a lot of times as a new artist you're trying to find your way, your sound, you know, and you know it's always this thing, is it too secular, is it it's always discussion
Do
about.
you feel that you battle with that?
Nah, initially I feel like I did because I was trying to kind of find like a identity with my music.
Mhm.
You know, you were just like, you know, what is my music? But as I continue to grow, no, I don't battle with it because I know who I am. At the end of the day, my music always gonna glorify God. It's just gonna do it. So you can call it hip hop, you call it theater, you call it whatever you're gonna call it. But God, Jesus, all that's always gonna be in my music.
Here we go, and I love it because that echoes the refrain of someone else I got an opportunity to interview. They said, honestly, you know, I can't say that I'm a part of a particular genre because I like to be across the board. I mean, whatever I'm feeling at that time, but at the end of the day, my music is always going to glorify God.
Yeah, at the end,
And,
you just can't get away from
and
it.
I think maybe we shouldn't even concern ourselves with that, right? Do you
I
think
yeah,
like concern ourselves
I don't
with
think we
that
should
in a
care
sense?
about that because if you care about it, you limit yourself. But if anybody asks me, "So what do you feel like you identify with?" I say it's hip hop, subgenre Christian hip hop,
Hmm.
what it is, you know. But if you do something pop, you ain't gonna say sub. You're not gonna say subgenre Christian pop. It's just
Yeah,
gonna be pop. But hip hop for some reason,
they feel they have to qualify that.
yeah, because I just thought about it. Pop. You don't say Christian hip hop, pop, Christian pop. It's just
Yeah, and I think about a homie of mine. Shout out to you, who has her own genre that she calls angel pop. Morgan J, angel pop. You know, because that's what she said. The sound that she wants is the angelic pop sound.
I like that.
You know, I'm like, okay,
Smart.
cool.
That's smart though.
She said, there you go. You know, do your thing, and she definitely does her thing with that. But we got another track coming from you. Do you want to kick it to this track for us? The next track that we're gonna hear. Do you remember which one we're about to play?
Is it "Turn Up This Christmas" featuring
I
Mike Peavy?
I think it is. I think that's the one. And so right now, we're gonna get a chance to hear Mike Teasy, well, Toya Love featuring Mike Teasy, "Turn Up This
"Turn Up This Christmas."
Christmas."
I'ma turn up this Christmas. 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 I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. What we doing? I'ma turn up this Christmas. 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 I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I got 99 blessings in the biggest one is this. I ain't flexing, it's his blessings. You know God, no, he don't miss. Born in a mansion, no room in the inn. God gave his son and he washing my sins. If it's an art in the block, he gon' spin. Driving a line, yeah, I traded a biz. Grateful that I'm breathing. I got like 10K reasons. I'm reading the book of Ephesians. Like each and every day, my season. They can keep that beef on vegan. Speaking, seeking. I'm covering the blood was anemic. Think I switch on God, they tweaking. I'ma turn up this Christmas. 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 I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. I'ma spread L-O-V-E. What we doing? I'ma turn up this Christmas. 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 I'ma spread ain't giving no hate. Fact. I'ma turn up this Christmas. Eating on styrofoam plates. Why? We ain't tryna wash no dishes. If the devil start causing some problems, then we throwing bowls, ain't talking about ribbons. Check out the flow, I don't rap about paper, but all y'all can see that I'm gifted. Ay, listen, you don't wanna miss it. We spending some quality time with the fam. What we doing? About to take a group photo, say cheese for the camera, put that on the gram. I'ma spread LOVE, cause I've been redeemed, all praise to the Lamb. So this what I tell them when it's Christmas time and they wanna know what I got planned.
I'ma turn up this Christmas. 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 I'ma spread LOVE. I'ma spread LOVE. I'ma spread LOVE. I'ma spread LOVE. What we doing? I'ma turn up this Christmas. 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 I'ma spread LOVE. I'ma spread LOVE. I'ma spread LOVE. I'ma spread LOVE.
Turn up this Christmas. Toya Love featuring Mike Teasy. I love that track. And just so you guys know, the voice that you heard at the very beginning of The Little Child, that was Toya. That was Toya on the track.
That was my son. That was my son.
I'm just messing with you. I know that was someone other than other than you. Shout out to your son for being on the track. Shout him out.
Yeah, he in the video. He in the video. I wasn't hiding my son from the world. I was hiding the world from him. So nothing. But you know how like sometimes you want to keep your personal life very personal and your public. But at the end, but I feel like God says like maybe the world needs to see a successful marriage, happy kids. Even though you want to be like keep
Yeah.
but
No,
then
and I get it.
people need to see that.
Man, it's just interesting that you say that because there's so many people nowadays because, everybody has so much access. Like we were talking about before we hopped on to record, there's access to everything. Like you were talking about Michael Jordan and, LeBron and how now, LeBron, Carmelo, and those guys are really paying attention and highlighting their children, making sure their legacy and regard lives on through their children and making sure they have. And just comparing that to Michael Jordan and the, players from years past. And, what I said was because right now we have access.
Right.
So much access. And with that access comes praise and comes hate.
Criticism, yes.
It comes praise, hate. And are we really wanting to invite everybody in to see that side of us? Just recently watching an interview with Oprah and Quincy B, Abbott Elementary, right?
Right.
And I never knew she was married. She's married. That was discovered in an interview because for her, it was something that she concealed. I mean, and that's to do that in Hollywood where you're able to conceal that, that's huge. But she was able to do it. But she finally said, you know what? I'm gonna rebuild that. And just, if God led you to do that, yeah. And that's one thing that we always have to be prayerful about. Just, God, give us that discernment to know when and where and what to do and how to do it. And I think, you are at that place. You are at that place where you are learning, when and where and what. And so what is it that we can expect, or what is it that you have that, we can expect to see within the next few months, next year or so from Toya Love?
So I have a basketball charity tournament this Saturday. It's called Winter Slam Charity Tournament, and this is the third annual year. We didn't do the last 2 years because of COVID, but because now everything is semi back to normal, we're back at it. And it's where a lot of our CHH players in Atlanta come. We hoop it out. We play against each other. We
Nice.
crash. But we also collect toys for families in need. And this year we're partnering with New Birth. We'll be donating our toys to their foundation because they're
Nice. That is awesome.
yeah. So I just think within the body of Christ, it has to be balanced and love and community because a lot of us don't see each other other than shows. So to have events where you can come gather, nothing to do with music, Like, you know that you don't have to perform. You don't, it's none of that. We just come and we gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna cross a couple people over and talk about it. So
I knew you were gonna throw something in there. I knew it.
hey,
I
so
knew
it's
it.
just a good time. Good times.
Yeah, no, that is awesome. That you're giving back like that. And at the time that this is being recorded, people, this is around Christmas time.
Mhm.
So this is something that I know that she's going to continue to do all throughout. And that's good that you're giving back like that. But I like what you said in regard to a lot of times we have a certain thing that we're known for,
Mhm.
and anytime we get invited someplace, that's the reason why we're invited there. And there's nothing wrong with that. We applaud and we're happy that God has given us the gift to do what we do and the platform. And so yeah, we can expect those invitations to come. But you're right, as a community, where's the community? Where can we connect more? How can we connect more without always having to come because of what I do?
Right.
That's just a genuine connection, genuine just chopping it up session, helping out our city, whatever it is. And so with you doing that, I love that. I love that you're doing that. But this is the part of the show that I like. It's kind of a lighthearted part of the show. I mean, you're laughing because I'm not going to say anything crazy.
Um,
Even though I do know you need to work on that 3-point shot because I know it's broke.
IG tomorrow. Check my IG tomorrow.
I'm checking tomorrow. I know it's broke.
Okay.
She gonna edit. She gonna do a lot of editing where she gonna make it look like she was making these shots. But we know the truth. We know I'm gonna get the real footage for y'all.
I want to hear what you have to say. But it's very interesting.
Honestly, this is very lighthearted.
Okay.
Okay, so um, this is a question that I ask all my guests, and it's a two-part question. The first part of the question is I want you to pick a destination. Okay, it could be a destination of a place that you have been before that you thoroughly enjoyed. You thoroughly enjoyed, and you would love to go back, or it could be a place that you have never been before, but you would love to go. So again, a place where you may have been before that you really enjoyed yourself,
Mhm.
or a place where you have never been but you would love to go. This is just part one of the question. So what are some destinations or a destination that comes to mind for you?
Honduras. I would go back, and
Okay,
it was a great vacation, but
that
I
is
I
awesome.
would've did, like, some mission work or something while I was
Hey,
yeah, because it's the bluest waters ever.
mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful place.
Okay, that's all. You are the very first guest to say Honduras. You're the very first guest to say Honduras, and so we have a new location. Okay, so that's part one. So you are in Honduras with your family, just enjoying yourself, enjoying the blue waters, doing some mission, but coming back from the mission, maybe riding through the streets of Honduras, different cities there, and enjoying the food. But music is always a part of my life, and I know it's a part of your life. And so, my question to you: what's your preferred method of using listening to sound? Is it over the ear headphones? Is it surround sound externally? Is it AirPods, earpods? What is your preferred
Like the
method?
big ones with the noise cancellation.
Oh yeah, mine too. Okay, so we have you in Honduras. We have you with your over the ear headphones on.
Mhm.
Who and what are we going to hear on Toya Love's playlist?
Uh, if I'm in Honduras, I'm playing some relaxed music. You definitely gonna hear Paradise.
Love it.
Gonna hear, oh, man, who do I you know what, though? This gonna sound real crazy, but I listen to a lot of instrumentals. I would
Nothing crazy about that at all. There's
hear
nothing crazy about that at all.
and I will probably write music because I don't to have that time in that different environment, and I think that's what makes good music, living life and different experiences. Because
Mhm.
in the same hood, you doing the same thing, your music gonna be the same thing. You go
Mm.
travel and you meet people and have different experiences, it's gonna make your music that much. So I could just write about the food I ate or what I see people doing or just like having no cares or, kinda like how that relates to God's goodness or how he's so just certain things come in your spirit when you're different places.
Yeah, I love that. I love that, and you're right. I mean, hey, being in a setting like that where you just have that time off and, where it can be peaceful, serene, it does tend to open up our minds more. where we can just sit there, observe, and just pour out what we're thinking. And then that's why I tell people all the time, it's important to get outside of your circle. Get outside of your circle. Sing the same thing over and over again. Nothing wrong with that per se in regard to just that and love the people around you. But you have to be able to get out and experience other parts of how other people live, because it's not just about you. And we have love that we need to spread. So, Joey, how can people get in contact with you?
So on Instagram it's Toya Love Music. On Facebook it's Toya Love Music. On IG it's Toya Love Music. Pretty much Toya Love
The
Music.
consistency, I love it.
Right. Spotify. Everything. Toya.
There you go. Yeah. And so, hey, everybody, check who's checking out this video and who's actually listening to the podcast. The information for this video is going, her information is going to be down in the description. So please click on it. Go hit her up. Talk to her. Listen to her music. It's definitely something that's well worth checking out, because the beauty of it is it's going to feed your soul. It's not going to detract from it. And that's the main thing of what this podcast is about. Interviewing these Christian creatives who have these different outlets of what they're putting out there to make it good. And so I always give my guests the opportunity to leave us off. I talk about Q's Raiders, about dope music, great conversation. And the third one is always elevation. And so what is something that you could leave with our guests? An elevating thought, something encouraging.
Let God lead the way, and just take your hand off the wheel and just go. Just ride. Just enjoy the ride. It's gonna be weird, but just trust God. That would be the last one. Just trust God.
There you go. You heard it. Take the hand off the wheel. You're not the one that would know where to navigate. Trust the one who knows where you need to go, how you need to get there.
Facts.
That's what we need to do. And so, again, I thank you, Toya, for hopping on here with me. I appreciate it. I'm going to check out the IG tomorrow to see what you're talking about in regard to this, whatever you're going to be doing. I'll check it out. But for those...
I want to do that 2023. I want to see what that game look like,
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to look forward to that.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so for everybody who's tuning in, thank you guys so much. This is your first time just checking out Q's Radio. Click on the link, like, subscribe, share it. Share this content. It's good. Turn on the notifications. And if you're listening to the podcast, same thing. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. And if you have any guests that you would like to see on here, who's a creative, who brings a lot of positivity and uplifting information, please let me know. I would greatly appreciate that. And new episode appears every Monday. So like I say, God is blessing. Just be sure that you're ready to step out there and receive exactly what it is that God has for you. And with that, I'm going to say good night and God bless.
Everywhere I look, it see like there's a new distraction. No sitting back, we stepping, time for action. Breaking down the problems, she just look at that like fractions. Bumping holy music in your city while we passing. I can't hold these blessings, offering play that passion. Talking about my past life. And the things that I did was all way to live, yeah. Get the love for that life. You ain't had to do it, but I'm glad that you did. I heard it on the radio. Tell me up beside the stairs.